Would you believe me if I told you that there was a pitch that could fool batters in a way such as breaking in the opposite direction of the curve? Multiple Hall of Famers and other dominant pitchers of their era have used this pitch in order to help carve out their legacies. These players include Christy Mathewson, Warren Spahn, Carl Hubble, Juan Marichal, and Fernando Valenzuela. If so many great pitchers have used this pitch to their benefit, then why does almost no one in today's game use it? In theory, this pitch would be a perfect addition to use in any pitcher's repertoire, but is it true that using this pitch can harm your arm and inevitably shorten your career? Let's take a deep dive into what exactly happened to this pitch known as the screwball. Before we start, what exactly is a screwball? The screwball is a pitch that breaks in the opposite direction of a slider or curveball. When thrown by a right-handed pitcher, a screwball breaks from left to right from the point of view of the pitcher. The pitch therefore moves down and in on a right-handed batter, and down and away from a left-handed batter. When thrown by a left-handed pitcher, a screwball breaks from right to left, and moving down and in on a left-handed batter and down and away from a right-handed batter. Due to this left-to-right movement of the ball when thrown by a right-handed pitcher, right-handed pitchers use a screwball against left-handed batters in the same way that they use a slider against right-handed batters. If thrown correctly, the screwball should break in the opposite direction of a curveball. The screwball, also known as the fadeaway, was popularized by the Hall of Fame pitcher Christy Mathewson. Using this pitch in his arsenal, Mathewson has accumulated 373 wins, had an ERA of 2.13, and had 2,507 strikeouts. He won 2 Triple Crowns, 5 ERA titles, and won the World Series in 1905 with the New York Giants. His career started in 1900 and ended in 1916, accumulating 17 years of service time. Although not proven by baseball historians, it is said that Giants Hall of Fame manager John McGraw had Negro League legend Rube Foster teach Mathewson the screwball, as McGraw could not hire Foster directly because of the MLB color line. Carl Hubble was pretty much the screwball king simply for the fact that he mastered this pitch because of how often he threw it. He used this pitch to significant success. He finished his career with 253 wins, a 2.98 ERA, 1,677 strikeouts, and a trip to Cooperstown. Some accolades on his resume include 2 MVPs, 9-time All-Star, 1-time Major League Player of the Year, 3 ERA titles, and won the 1933 World Series with the New York Giants. His career started in 1928 and ended in 1943. He pitched for a total of 16 years. Warren Spahn was a late bloomer in the screwball club as he learned the pitch in 1956 at the age of 34 when his career began to wind down. That ended up being a career-saving move as he had 5 straight 20-win seasons after the fact. In his career, he had 363 wins, a 3.09 ERA, and 2,583 strikeouts. Spahn's accolades include 1 Cy Young Award, was a 17-time All-Star, 3 ERA titles, and won the 1957 World Series with the Milwaukee Braves. Fernando Mania was real back in the 80s. It was something you had to witness to fully put into perspective the impact Valenzuela had on the game of baseball. He was a premier pitcher with the Dodgers, and his primary pitch was, you guessed it, the screwball. He had 173 wins, a 3.54 ERA, and 2,074 strikeouts. His accolades include 1 Cy Young Award, Rookie of the Year, was a 6-time All-Star, 1 Gold Glove, 2-time Silver Slugger, 1-time Major League Player of the Year, and won the 1981 World Series with the Dodgers. Widespread belief is that the screwball puts a large amount of strain on a pitcher's elbow and should be avoided at all costs because it could end up shortening a pitcher's career. But is that true? A 2014 study by the New York Times seems to show otherwise. Their study of baseball pitcher Matt Bartolome showed that the screwball causes the same amount of stress as a standard fastball.
They're intimidated to throw it because they think that they're stretching out their UCL by going over the top when in actuality they're contracting.
Something that all of the other screwball pitchers have in common is that they had long careers, and in some instances the screwball may have helped prolong their careers. But if this pitch isn't as dangerous as everyone says, then why don't we see it in today's game? Maybe it could very well be because hitters in today's game are getting better every generation, and since it doesn't curve as sharp as a standard curveball, they could hit it easier if they are expecting it. But at the same time, since no one is using it and hitters are not used to the screwball, you could bust this pitch out on a pitcher's count or high-stress situation and fool the batter. Another reason could be that the screwball is a very hard pitch to control and guide. It remains to be seen whether or not the screwball will make its way back into mainstream pitching, but only time will tell.